Alright everyone, welcome to the second part of this particular video where we're going to be looking at how to create this particular dashboard right on your screen. In the first part of the video, we had actually taken a look at how to get data transformed and as well how to create the beautiful background we have actually, used right on this particular, our dashboard. So all you have to do right now is to make sure you download the data if you're just watching for the first time and follow me step by step. Inside the resources file you downloaded, you're going to see this particular PDF that shows you the tasks you're going to actually, work with. So you have to read through this to understand what exactly we're about to get into before we start writing DAX and even creating visuals. So let us meet in the class. All we have to do right now is to recycle through all the measures we have written before. So to make things very easy for ourselves right now, the very first thing you need to do is to go over to here, right? Once you're here, click on this particular part and click on this data part here. And now make sure what you're seeing is your DAX room. Then with this right now, select every single thing you have right in here by holding your shift key to multi-select it and hold your control key to remove the column 1 here. So which means we want to actually keep all of this inside one single folder. So I'm going to come here and just call this one gross revenue folder. So can you see it now? Very simple. So we can actually close the folder when we don't need to use it, and now it's compressed. So the next thing we have to do is to create a new folder. I can click on this particular calculate I have here now to create my folder here. And to create the folder, I'm going to call the folder net revenue folder. So with this right now, we can store in the net revenue we're going to be calculating inside here. So let us quickly go over here now and take a look at what we have done. So if we open up this one, now can you see we have two folders, and we can lock the folder by clicking on this arrow here to shut down our DAX room. Then we can bring it back on and select the one we want to go into. We don't have any measure here yet, so we need to create our first measure. So what's our first measure? To get our first measure created right now, let's go over here to understand something. So inside this particular data set right here, if I scroll to this end, I have this particular cancellation status. So what does the yes means? Yes means yes, that particular customer canceled, his booking, while the no means this particular person did not cancel. So now that we have known, to calculate how much revenue we have actually, gotten right now and separate it from the canceled one, we have to go over here and have our first measure inside net revenue folder. So inside here right now, I'm going to call it net revenue. So with the net revenue here, what I need to do is to use the calculate function to change the filter context of what? Of the gross revenue here. And we just go into cancellation status here, and we choose to say where it is actually no, which means there is no cancellation. Then once we hit our enter key, it will give us something like this. Okay, this is what we have here now. Just have to format it quickly. So I want to copy this same code here, Ctrl C to copy. So this time around, I want to create another measure, but that measure, I don't want it to store inside any of the folders. So for that, I wouldn't do any right click, just go over here and click on new measure. So if you look at it right now, the measure bounced out of any of the folders. So if I go ahead and paste this one, I'll type in lost revenue. Here will be no, or yes rather, yes, that is all. Quickly, before we go further, let us store this inside its own separate folder by going over to here again. So make sure you select the measure itself, and inside the folder, parts here, we just name it lost revenue folder. So we are back here now. We have these two folders containing just one single measure each. So all I need to do is just to copy this particular same thing away from here. So let us do Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V to paste it down. Then the pasted one can be moved inside here. And that one as well should be pasted over here. So once done now, the next thing we have to do is to make sure we actually hold our Control key to select all of it. Once done, go over to Format and you align to the top. Nicely done. So we have equal alignment right now. So what is next again? The next thing we can do right now is that we want to change what we have in here to match this. Remove this now. It's going to be blank. Remove this one too. It's going to be blank. So once we have done that now, we want to do for net revenue. We bring in this, here should be lost revenue. Over here, we do for net revenue. So the next thing we have to do is just to make sure we click on this particular one. And we use the same format for this one here. So which doesn't really work on it, which means we can't copy number formatting from this to this. So very simple and easy. All we have to do is to actually create that particular part. That is the only part we're going to do, over and over again. The remaining part should be like the measure aspect. We're going to just do copy and paste and make a little change to get what exactly we want to see. So over here, I'm going to click here. So first of all, click on this one to understand what is going on here. So over here, you click and as you can see, it's giving us 25. And this color code here is what we're going to copy. So 25 and DIN is the font. So you click on this one and make sure you select this. You put it on 25 here and you select this exact color here. And aside that again, you go all the way down and you choose to have it on none. Then you now have something like this. Then do the same exact thing to this particular one right here. So you go all the way up again, select this one. So 25 here, you change the color to match this color here. And you scroll down and you select none. All right. So for the title, don't bother about it yet because we don't have any title for it yet. So what next do we need to do? The next thing we need to do right now is to start trying to replicate what we have done before for this very one right here. So how do we do that? It's so simple. So I'm going to close this one and have this one opened. The very first thing I need to do is to actually get my last month here, which is something very simple. You can even type it out quickly yourself. So I just go over here, right click and create a new measure. So over here, we're going to change this one to net revenue. And so put net revenue right here. And once that is done, that is all the changes you need to make. The next one is going to be the month over month change right here. Just go ahead and copy everything away from here and right click over here to create a new measure. Okay. Here we're showing gross revenue. We put here net revenue. So what you can do right now to change net revenue for every single part you have net revenue right in, just actually highlight the gross and do Ctrl+Shift+L and put net in here. That will actually dynamically change the whole thing for you. Can you see it right now? So once you are done, you are good to go. Just hit your enter key and that is all you need to do. So the next thing now, we're going to be creating a conditional formatting, for our net revenue. So we copy from here as well now. So we right click over here and new measure. So follow me accordingly to be able to get this done with, simple steps. So under gross here, Ctrl+Shift+L, we put net in here and you just hit your enter key. You have done it all. So we can't do conditional formatting for Flipkart right now because we don't have any measure that's, do we have any measure that supports this? Okay, for now, we're going to just leave this one for the time being. So let us go for gross revenue flip card here. So we just Ctrl C to copy, and over here you right click and create a new measure. So I'm going to change this one, Ctrl Shift L, net revenue. That is all you need to do. Hit your enter key. So I think we have our last month net revenue. Now you can click on this particular one. Click on this CL flip cards here for conditional formatting. Copy. Over here, right click, new measure. So this one here, CF flip card, I'm going to put revenue. Net revenue here. So where we have gross, we change this to net revenue. Okay, if you look at it right now, I'm going to step off, Ctrl Z again. Okay, I think here we're still going to use net revenue. So if I want to change this by holding my Ctrl Shift L, it will change for this particular part right here, right? So if that's what you want, just put here net. That is all you need. So it has been updated for you. Hit your enter key. I think we are almost done with this. Okay, is there anyone we have not actually created? Let us look at it. So we have 6 and we have 8 right in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what is left right now is those particular 2 titles right in here. So the first title is this one. You copy, and over here you right click, new measure. So what I'm going to do now is this one should be N for net revenue. Then this particular part here, we want to change it to net revenue as well. So once done, we hit our enter key, and that is all we need to do. So we have the second one, which is this particular one here. So you copy again, you right click, and you create a new measure. So once pasted here now, change this one to N for net revenue. Then over here, the gross should be changed into net revenue. So just hit your enter key. So as you can see, in just a few minutes, we have actually created those measures without replicating the same thing we have done before, because we need to actually use it in the other part. So what we can do right now is to start to actually bring everything together right here. It's so simple. So let's go over here. I'm gonna go here, bring this on, and drop this inside. So to do that now, select this net revenue here, and the last net revenue last month here. Can you see is here? So you start the formatting over and over again, because you can't copy from here. So we just select this. Once that is done, we go over here and we choose to get to the custom one. So over here, we just say versus last month. That is all. So you step down into here, the value area, you select this particular part, and you choose to use none, right? So we can just increase this to 14. So we select 14. That is good. Then the next thing I'm going to do right now is to click over this particular part here, Ctrl C, Ctrl V to paste it, and you bring this over to this particular spot. So here we go. Now what we're going to do is to show in month-over-month change. So it's actually utilizing the previous, conditional formatting. We can step into here and change it. So CF. So the CF right now should be net revenue. So we just click on OK here. So we are utilizing the one for net revenue. So what is next? We can click on this one, Control C, Control V to paste it. And we bring it over to here, right? So once done, we copy this one, Control C, Control V to paste again. Before we step it here, click on this one and make sure you go up here. So under Format and bring to front. Then we can just take this one to cover it up. You know why we are doing this, right? So we have done this one. The next thing now is for we to bring in our title. So we click over to this particular colored value. We step into here. Under label, you click on it. So quickly you step into this. We have to go up a bit and choose to get this here. So I think it's gonna be title. So title for net revenue. So here we go. So we want to know what do we use here. Let's go over here. We have to be on the same page. Select this one. If we scroll down under the label, we are using 14 and this, okay? So let's go back here. Go back up and make sure it's from all to net revenue. So we use 14. Come over here, we select this. So here we go. Right? Okay, what is next that we have not done here right now? I think on this is okay. So I'm going to turn on this particular card here. So once it's up, just go ahead and Control C, Control V to paste it and bring it over to this particular part here. Can you see? Step off and click on it. Manually you move it to cover up where it is not covered. Okay, I think we are good to go. But the next thing now is just for you to just click once, click again, hit twice, one. You can actually go ahead and just reduce this part. This part is just this thing we use, which is the button we use to cover it up. So once that is done, you click over here and double click twice to have it activated. What you need to do right now is to come over here and take off this particular title from here. So you match it up with this particular title. Can you see it now? Then the second one is this particular one right here. You go over here, you take off the second title here, and we just use this one. I think this shouldn't be named title. I think it should be named something else. I don't know why I use title though, but no problem. We can go with that. So we have actually matched it now. The next one is to click on this very one here and change this value to something else. Let's go over here. This is gross revenue, the flip card one. So net revenue, the flipped card one is what we're going to use right now. This is the one. Hover over it to get it right. So here we go. This is what we have right here. So once this is done, you can come back here again, click again until you see this particular dotted part of it that has white and cover up this area again. So remember, this is actually grouped. So if I click here now and go over to here, so this is this one. For this one, this is the new one. So over this one here, I'm going to rename it. Instead of me to have gross revenue here, I will rather have net revenue. Net rev card. Okay. So now it's something very simple. It's not complicated at all. We can do it again. Let's bring the bookmark here. And now it's selected. So the beautiful thing is this, we're about to have our second set of bookmark. That will actually tell us that, you know what, you just have to make sure those particular bookmarks here should actually be inside a separate folder. It will make it very easy for us to reference that bookmark without making it look some kind of awkward. So hold your control key to select this one, right click, group, double click, name it to what you can remember. This one has to do with gross card, right? So now make sure this particular one here is selected, add a new one, double click here. So just go ahead and say net rev card. Don't forget what we did before. Do this, update, hide it now, make sure it's selected, add another one, double click here, and actually go ahead and, oh sorry, in the first one we flub, this one will now be hide net rev card, right? So we just do this, we do this again, update. All we need to change here is just to go ahead and change this particular name to show. So here we go, they are working fine. So hold your control key to select them, right click and group. So double click here and do net rev card. Okay, we have gotten this now. Let's see what we can do next. So we just have to make sure we come over here. Let us bring this on. Then just keep on clicking, slightly until this particular action comes up. Then we change from here to the show or hide net revenue. So if you follow it now, it's hidden. Then you end this little one here and just go over here and use the show net revenue. Click on this particular one that covers here and click on show net revenue. So here we go. We can actually go ahead and click anywhere around here, or we can aim this and it is still going to give us something like this. Can you see how we got this particular flipped card here created? This is how to actually create this. All right, everyone, I believe you have gotten the knowledge that you need to actually get this particular part here created right now with ease, because this one is going to be simple for you. It's the same exact thing we have done here and as well here. We already have gotten this particular revenue here calculated, which is the amount of money we have lost to cancellation, right? So do it behind the scene. Let me see what you can do. And we're going to come back again and jump into the next part of it. All right. For the lost card right here, the lost revenue here, there is something we need to do. When it is actually plus is bad because we are losing too much revenue, right? Then over here, we don't need to show green, just like the way we did here and as well here. Now we need to show red, which means we're going to be swapping the color here. So just click over here now. So once you click over the card, then this one here will come up. Now we need to step into this particular FX here. Now, first of all, we need to change this particular one to CF I created for the lost card right here. Then we'll leave this same as normal. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this particular, color code here. Ctrl-C to copy. Then inside my notepad, I'm going to paste it inside notepad. I just copied for red. Now I'm going to copy from here now and come over here and paste it down. So now I think I have this here. We've just swapped it. So if I click over here now, here we go. This here means it's not good. But when we just go down to September, so this shows minus and it's showing us, green color, which means we don't have too much cancellation here and it's a happy mode. Can you see what I'm talking about? This is not the only place you're going to affect like this. So let us go over here, click over this one, and just go ahead and copy and just cover up this particular part here. So once done now, we just have to go over to this particular selection, we have this renamed. So I'm going to hide it to show you this one here. This very one here, we're going to do the same exact thing to it. So now this is good. We're just going to go over to here. Yeah, this color here. We click on this one. So we should have, yeah, click on it. That is it. So we're going to click on this particular part here and see if the CF should be revenue flip. Net flip, not flip. Then for lost revenue here. Then I'm going to add a new one. Then we do equals. We do equals here as well. So over here, I'm going to do 1 and a 0. So we're going to do the opposite. Where we have 1 now, we want to show the red color. So let's do this. So no, sorry. This is it here. The green one comes here. The red we just copied and saved over here now is not going to do its work. So on that one here, we paste in the red color in here and we'll click on OK. So here we go. We have, oh, I think here we don't have to use that kind of one. So I just have to click on this and get a green I've used over here. So we just have to copy the green color we used here. This is the green color. We copy this one. For the red, another red I've used. So I'm going to just go over here now. Update the green with this green color. Then for the red, we go with this. I think we chose the portion of this particular side here. And this is what we have. Can you now see this now? So this, in case you're actually lost here, the same thing you have done over here was what we did over here. Just copy the measure. Like if I show you what I have here right now. So we now have lost revenue. We copy all those measures and make a change to them. And we brought it here. All I just think you cannot really get right is the conditional formatting part. And it's so simple, right? All right. Now we have all the flipping cards working fine. So we can flip them one after the other. And it's actually interactive. It depends on what we have, coming, in here. Okay. So what if I want to make sure I create under, bookmark that flip it at the same time and turn it off at the same time, flip and unflip. It's very simple. So what I'm going to do right now is to actually go over here. They're all hidden now. So let's go over to this particular, bookmark here. On that bookmark, click over here and bring up this. So I'm going to select this, hold my control key to select this and hold my control key to select this. And if need be, I can bring them together to be closer, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and move this up. Right? So click on this one and move it up. So they are on the same, line. So hold your control key to select the three of them together right now. And just go ahead and double click on this one to rename this to on flip. Right? Do the same thing we have done before. And update. Now, turn all of them on. Once they are turned on, make sure you hold your control key to select all of them at the same time. So they are all selected now. Click on this one and do flip. Right? So you do this again, you update. Check what happens. Can you see now? Even while we actually flip them all, we can individually, unflip. Unflip. Unflip it. Then you can flip it back again. If that is what you want. This is what we want to create. So I'm just going to hold my control key to select and put this inside the group. So double click over here now and just do just flip, right? Okay, what are we going to do with this? It's so simple. So let's go ahead and have this hidden, this one as well hidden, and this one hidden. So we now have this space. Before we actually proceed, we are going to actually go ahead and go into insert and insert the card. So we have a card here. Inside this particular card, we're going to call it Hotel Reservation Dashboard. So just make sure you highlight the content inside it and actually increase it to the size of your choice. So let's go with something bold. Let's go with this one. Let's go with 24 and see. Okay, 24 is not bad. You can just make this one this way. And we come over to the format area and turn off the background we have right on it. So it's gone. So we now have something like this. So first of all, I'm going to select everything and choose to use a very calm color. Let's see what this one will give to us. Oh, still too bright. Let's do it again. This time around, let's go with this. Okay, I want something like this, but over here, I want to change this particular color to a different color and as well make it bolder. Okay, we already selected a bold font. There is no need to make it bolder. Let's quickly go to PowerPoint. So right here inside PowerPoint, we're going to be going with this particular color right here. Let's color its color code. Either you're using the hex code or you should actually be getting the RGB. So we step out from here again. We step into here. We go to more colors and we paste. And now we have something like this. This is what I want to actually have right here. You get it right now? So once we have done this now, the next thing I'm going to do is to actually insert a button. So let's click over to insert and go over to button here. We bring in a blank button here. So with this particular blank button, I'm going to keep this around here. So let's go over to the button style. Our default, we just scroll all the way down. We turn off the border. Now for the fill, we don't have anything to do with the fill. So we bring up the text, turn the text on. So we just type in flip card or cards, flip cards. So once done over here, we just use this and we can increase it to something like just 12. 12 looks okay, not bad at all. So we just keep it at the place where we think is cool. So once we have this now, it's just a text. It doesn't really make any damn sense. What if we make it look like a button? So what we can do now is to select it. And now we are on the default. We can scroll down and locate the border. Bring back the border again. Step into the border and reduce the width to 1. Just 1. So let us look at what we have. Now we have this is not looking bad. We can just make sure we play around with it to get what we want. So border again. This time around, we are looking forward to get this thing to be lighter. Okay, this is not bad. But what if we make this thing to be a little bit rounded corner? Select this one and select this particular rounded rectangle here. Too much, so you reduce it to get the rounded corner a little round. Click back on it again. So let us put it at something like 15. Okay, with 15 now, we are good to go. We want something like this. So on hover, I want something to happen. Click on it and go over here. From default, we go to hover. And on hover, we want to select different fonts, the bolder font here. Okay, can you see what we have now? So when it is hovered on, this is what we're going to have. Right? So I want to make sure the text is more brighter. Then we'll click over here now and select the white color. So hover over it, you have something like this. Beautiful, right? So we have this. The next thing I'm going to do right now is to go ahead and Ctrl C, Ctrl V to paste. So bring this one over here. And now from this, change it back to default. Let's go down again to on flip. On flip. So here we go. We have on flip here. So here we go. I can just take this one here and place it above this particular one. So once I've done that, I can now select both of them at the same time. Then let's go over to here. Go over to align center, and do align middle as well. So once done, that is done. We go over to the selection here. We put them on group them. So we call them flip. BTN. Flip BTN, open it up and click on this one, turn it off. So what you have right now is flipped one. So we can just call this one flip. Then this one here, okay, we now have all of this here. This particular flipped one is what I'm going to click on and make sure what I am seeing now is I'm thinking of something. It seems we have to do an update. Let us bring all of this up. So now we bring this up here. This is on flip. When I actually unflip, this is the flipped this thing. Then I'm going to hold my Control key to select all of those one here. Select all of them. They're all selected, including this one. They're all selected. So when I actually unflipped, I want to see flip, right? The flip cards active, this one active. And I want to see unflip hidden. I'm just going to hold my Control key to select the group of this particular flip BTN here. So when I select it right now, so what I need to do is to do an update over here. So you have to pay attention here. If you do the wrong update, it's going to be a problem. So we do the update right here under on flip. Then update. So once done now, click on this one here. It shows everything now. And go ahead and actually have this hidden and turn off this one. Have this one turned on and turn off this one, and make sure they are all selected, and go over here and go to this update and update. Let's see what happens. Can you see? My card shows accordingly. Can you see now? So what we need to do right now, we can just go ahead and have this one hidden. I know it's difficult to understand, but you just have to rewatch it over and over again to see the magic I've done right there. So let's go over to here now. So click on this particular flip cards here. So make sure you click twice until you have this particular button showing up. Then you click over action and you go to bookmark. Then you click over none and you select the flip. So when you select flip now, we hold our Control key to flow it. So here we have on flip coming up. Then we click again twice just to get this one up. You go to bookmark again and you select on flip. I think it's on flip. So here we go. We have this. So you can just go ahead and flip it, unflip it, and flip it again. So once you flip it, you can individually, unflip the one you don't want to see. So it's only choice, just to give you two choices like. So once you have done this now, then this one goes back and you now have this one here. So can you see how this can be developed? Very simple and easy. If you're a newbie, this might be a bit complicated. Maybe you might want to check this particular course out to see what you can do to learn a lot about designing DAGs and when it comes to answering business questions. So it's all your choice. Just check out the course and see what we have right inside it. So let's continue.